On the leader, 98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ, September 18th, 2024. Now time for another Gov Talk here on WLIJ with our very own Mr. Benny Pulley, speaking today with the CEO of the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, Mr. Warren Wells. So without further ado, gentlemen, please take it away.
All right, this is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. I'm here with Warren Wells, the CEO in Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, and we're going to sort of talk about little things we just got through celebrating. Celebration Live 2024. We went through it, and we were there every night, and appreciate y'all letting us come out there and do the live show, and everybody really talking about it. So, So to give me a little idea, how did we do?
Yeah.
Did we have a good show?
We did. So first, thank y'all for covering it. When I first got here, I didn't realize how many people listened to that.
Yeah.
And it's a long night, right? And so it's hot. When the show starts, some people put it off and they listen to it on the radio on the way in before they get there, and then some want to get to bed, especially when school's still in and they're during the work weeknights. They'll listen to it on the way home when they leave early. So that service that you all provide it means a lot to our fans. But the show went really, really well. We were happy with it. I think last time I was here, I talked about we have our horse entries were a 14-year high.
Wow.
The most we've had in 14 years, and so that was super exciting. Attendance was really good this year. We've had great attendance the last 3 or 4 years, ever since COVID. They've just gone up, and so that was super exciting. So the show went really well. We've talked about it. We've had some we've had some issues with the government, and with this being in two different lawsuits with them. We think we experienced a little retaliation, and definitely put a dark cloud over the show in some ways. But for the most part, you couldn't tell it whenever you were out. That we had a lot of horses in the ring and a lot of excitement. So just want to thank everyone who purchased box seats, who came out and participated with us. Thanks to all the trainers and owners in our town that put horses in it. It means so much to our town, and I'm very grateful for everyone that helped support it.
Yeah, people don't realize, and I know you told us once before, the economic impact that the horse show brings to the community. Can you repeat that and sort of tell us a little bit?
Yeah, it's just those 2 weeks, it's about a $38 million impact to the local economy. When we say local economy, it's not just Bedford County. It kind of takes in some of the money that's spent in the counties that kind of touch us. But that was 2019 numbers, was about $38 million. So it's definitely grown since then, because I know when it comes to box seats and entries and things like that, we've grown a lot. But there's also an impact that's really not calculated, and that's the one of how many of our fans and our owners and exhibitors that buy houses here in our town,
yeah, for sure,
just to be able to fly in and have a place to stay during all of our events, not just the celebration. And those are people paying property tax, help us educate our kids, and things like that. That really isn't able to quantify.
Yeah, I know. I have a lady comes to church with us, comes in for the horse show, but she bought a house here.
Yep.
She's from Mississippi. She comes up with her horses,
awesome,
shows at the show. But she comes to church there, and she bought a house here because of that, the horse show. So it does financially impact a lot of places.
Yes.
And I appreciate it. I mean, it's a good event. Especially those donuts, man.
yeah.
I think if somebody could just open it up all year long, I think we could have a big business.
Yeah, and we're getting a lot more bigger events every year, and so hopefully we can talk them into maybe making some donuts a couple more times during the year.
Yeah.
But no, we had a great show. Our new World Grand Champion Cavender, and owned by Bruce and Robin McDonald, and trained by Tim Smith at Equinox Farms. And so, very proud for them, and excited about that. We had a lot of amazing horses out there.
Well, I noticed when they were talking on the radio, because I'd be listening to them, make sure everything was going good and smooth, and I'd hear there'd be 20-something in the ring, 19. It was always a big number.
Yes.
And that's impressive, because I've seen the years when they only had 4 or 5 in the ring,
Yes.
So it's really grown a lot, I think.
Yeah, it really has. And, we like I said, we had issues with the government, and we think they were, retaliating against us. But we did have more horses come through the gate this year than last year.
Yeah.
And so that part was exciting for sure. But then we ended the celebration on that Saturday before Labor Day, and then we had our next event moving in that next Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, I remember the shooters,
yes,
mounted shooters. Yeah, that was pretty neat. I've never been to it, but I remember when we had our coffee shop in Bell Buckle, they would come out and drink coffee and eat with us.
Really?
And they'd have their cowboy outfits on and all. It was pretty neat to see them and talk to them and learn about what they do, I didn't know they had that event.
I didn't either until we recruited them to come here, and I'll say a couple of things. One, it's got everything that most people would like. It's got fast action. It's got guns and horses, and it's in our town. But yeah, so we originally recruited their U.S. Eastern Finals. So basically, the whole eastern side of the United States competes here in Shelbyville. That show used to be in Murfreesboro, so they moved it and came down here because our facility was just bigger. They could do 2 rings at once, and they have just blown up since they moved down here. This last event, I think, had maybe 450 horses.
Wow.
Which was a huge increase from 3 years ago when they first got here. They loved Shelbyville so much and Cooper Still Arena and being on the celebration grounds that they added a spring show after that. So they moved their Tunica, Mississippi show to us as well.
Well, good.
And there was a little worry that they originally said that we would keep their Eastern Finals, but they have 6 national shows, and so moving 2 of them to one location, especially this being the smallest location, the smallest town that they're in, they weren't sure if their numbers would go down, but both shows have increased.
Well, that's good.
And so I hope I will keep both of their shows for many years in the future. And out of their 6 shows, we are bigger than all of them except for the one they have in Las Vegas, which is their World. And so if we can compete with Las Vegas on size, I think we're doing something good.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's an interesting sport. And they reached out to me on Facebook to be friends.
Good.
And I presume they got it from y'all. Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing some of their posts and stuff. But it's pretty neat. I really thought it was an enjoyment.
Yeah.
So
I describe it as if you know what barrel racing is and if you know what target practice is, just put those 2 things together, and that's what you get.
Yeah, shooting from a horse. That has to be hard.
And they're going full speed.
Yeah.
They have these 6 shooters, and they're blanks. But they'll run a little like serpentine or something. The course changes, and shoot 6 bullets and hit 6 balloons, and then they had to make a turn around the barrel and switch guns, and then it's a straightaway, and they just run as fast as they can and hit the last 6. It's all timed, and so it's very exciting.
Oh wow, that's pretty neat. But you've got, I understand that you've got a lot of new events coming up.
Yeah,
the area, so.
Yeah. We've grown over the year. Every year we add an event or 2, and our goal is to add an event the size of those mounted shooters. They had close to 200 RVs on our property, and so that just kind of goes back to the economic impact of it. When you have 400 people coming to town and living on our property, not counting what they're doing in the hotels and things like that, they're eating a lot of food here.
Yeah.
Because mounted shooters last a while. They start moving in on that Wednesday or Thursday, and they don't leave until the next Saturday.
Yeah.
So they're here for a long time, eating and buying food and feed and things like that. So we're really focused on trying to bring in those type of events to get a lot of people to stay here while they're here. But yeah, next weekend, September 27th through 29th, it's not a new event, but this will be their 3rd year, I believe, is the American Mule and Bluegrass Festival.
Yes.
So that was put on by a local person, so it's a local favorite, Marty Gordon, good friend of mine. We're both mule people, and so I'm excited about that show. He always brings in some great talent.
Yeah, he does, and he always brings in some good bluegrass bands and stuff. So it's really interesting, and we've been with Marty ever since he started because he was wanting to get it started, and so we helped him out to get some commercials and going and try to build that up because he is doing it for good reasons, So.
Yeah. It's all of his proceeds always go to different charities and things like that. And he's been veteran focused in the past and things like that. It's just it does great things for the for the community. And so we're excited that he's coming back again this year. And so we're prepping for that right now.
Well, that's good. That's good. I know we've already been starting ready the commercials and getting all ready for him and getting them running, so for we can get some people there for him.
Yes, yeah. And this homesteading thing is really big now, and so he does a lot of classes on that, and cast iron cooking, and so it's just a little bit of everything.
To me, that people don't realize, like I've had apple pie, apple cobbler out of a Dutch oven, and then, I mean, it tastes so much different than a regular oven,
100%.
Yeah, and it's got just such a good flavor to it. Even the pot roast and stuff they do in cast iron. So it's pretty fun listening to and all. So I know you've got several events. I know you got something coming up in October, right?
Yes. And so, after the week after the Mule and Bluegrass Festival, we have Racking Horse Celebration. Okay. And so that's a great event. It's basically just like the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, but for racking horses. It was in Alabama for many, many years, and so this will be their third year with us also. And so we are great to have them. There's a lot of crossover between the walking horse industry and the racking horse industry. And so having their celebration here means a lot. They come twice a year now, too. And then the next week after that, we have the Spotted Saddle Horse Fall event is here. Another big event with a lot of crossover with walking horse folks. And so happy to have them. They've been at the celebration grounds for what feels like this is the beginning of time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. And then October 26th is another town favorite. The Monster Truck Wars is coming back. And a lot of people can't believe that we have huge monster trucks in Cooper Still Arena, but we do. Yeah. And they put on a heck of a show. I've gone and seen them in big arenas. And so I kind of thought the first year we had them come, it's like, oh, this won't be as good. Yeah. They put on a heck of a show, and they really get up going fast.
Yeah, we were there. They wanted us to come live, and we came live for them during the show one morning. I can't remember what day it was, and talked about people and tried to get people there. But it was pretty fun, and I got to stay and watch the thing. And I mean, buddy, them things up close and personal, man. Them things are loud, and I mean, it is exciting.
Yes, I was always afraid they were going to hit my speakers. They get so high up in the air. Kids love it, and we have great food. And I will tell you this, if you're thinking about coming on October 26th for Monster Trucks, it's going to be a Halloween themed event. Buy your tickets now and do it straight through Monster Truck Wars website, because there are some third parties out there that are increasing the price. A lot of our events are getting hit with that. Lone Star got hit hard last year. It's just a shame that they do these because these are family-owned businesses.
Right.
They think they're big corporations, but they're not. But the reason why I say buy your tickets now is they're contemplating adding a second show, and so if the pre-sale numbers are high enough, they'll add a second one, and so it's just a lot more better for our town if we can have both of those shows. So if you're thinking about buying tickets, please do it now.
Yeah, and they just go to the Monster Truck Wars website.
Yep, Monster Truck Wars. You can Shelbyville, Tennessee, and just be sure you're on Monster Truck Wars when you buy the tickets, just to save you some money. But it's really great for our town.
Well, Warren, we're going to take a 1-minute break. I'm going to let Mr. Brandon take us to commercial. We'll be right back.
At Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care, they strive to bring you excellence. Their family-friendly atmosphere makes going to the doctor a breeze. They provide their patients with in-depth eye exams with same-day glasses, a wide selection of name-brand frames like Ray-Ban, Versace, Coach, and more. They also have contact lenses and are able to treat ocular diseases and eye injuries. Need an eye exam? Trust Dr. Hasty and Family Eye Care, located at 605 North Main Street in Shelbyville, directly across from the U.S. Post Office. 931-684-2020.
Hey, listen up. Kincaid's is currently having a big closeout sale on all furniture. Take advantage of deals on a huge inventory of name brands like Flex Steel, Jackson, Catnapper, Ashley, Ardent Home, and so much more. It's time to stop by Kincaid's and shop the huge inventory during their big closeout sale while supplies last. Buy local with Kincaid's, offering financing and free local delivery. Located on the Kincaid corner on Madison Street in Shelbyville. Kincaid Service Company, where service is their middle name.
This is Benny Pulley back with Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. I'm here with Warren Wells, CEO of the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration. And we're talking about events coming up, and we just talked about the Monster War trucks. They're coming into October. What is the last of October?
Yep, October 26th. So it's kind of like Halloween, near the Halloween weekend.
Good, yeah. And then we got some other stuff coming up. I've been talking to the people with the motocross, and we got that coming up. So tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that was something new that came in last year, and we weren't sure how it was going to work. We've had motocross or arena cross. I guess that when it's inside of an arena, it's called arena cross, yeah. Which is actually a little bit more exciting than motocross. My son does motocross, but arena cross is just, it's faster. That you're pretty much turning or jumping at all times, and so it makes it a little bit more action, and you can see the entire track. So no matter where you sit in Cooper Steel Arena, you're going to be able to watch a certain racer at all times. So it's very exciting. But we weren't sure how. We've had the big motocross that the professionals would come in, but this is where the amateurs come in and compete. And so we weren't sure how it was going to work out. It was absolutely amazing last year. It was very exciting. It really helped us to grow the awareness of Cooper Steel Arena throughout the Southeast. There were people from Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina all coming to compete, and it gave our locals something to do. So yeah, they're coming back again this year. We've got them in November. Will be their first one, and then they'll be back next year, February.
Two times in February.
Two times in February. That's right. Thank you.
They're doing some kind of playoff or something, I guess, like a tournament.
Yes. I think so. This year it's going to be amateurs and professionals.
Okay.
And so that's really exciting. And it's also going to be aired on FS1.
Oh wow.
Yes, we're going to have FS1 in our town filming an event. So that's going to be really, really exciting. And so next time I'm here, I'll have more details on the November event, and would love for people to come out and watch that, or you could watch it on TV and see your hometown arena on TV. I think it's just great for Shelbyville to get that national attention out there.
For sure. Now I understand we're off subject a little bit, but didn't y'all just have a music video shot there just here recently? Because I remember you were shutting me down to do it.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you for that. A band called Skillet.
Okay.
They've been around for a long time. They started off as a Christian rock band. My wife, that was a band that she loved in high school.
Right.
And then my son actually used their music as his walk-up music in baseball.
Oh, cool.
And so it was kind of random how they approached us, but they wanted an older-looking arena for the video, and so we fit perfectly for that. And they did. So you can. It's on the Celebrations Facebook page if you wanted to go see it, or you could just Google Skillet and look up their music. It's their latest video that they did, but it was really, really cool. Yeah. And you can tell it's our arena. I mean, it's
like some of the the press box thing. I mean, you can see all the things that we've been in, and you think, wow, that was on.
Yes, it was really cool. And they like flew in from Germany to shoot it, and they were back on the road. And so it was really neat to have them. And it's just a focus of mine. I love this town, and it was so good for raising me. I want to grow us and put us on the map as much as possible, and that's just another chance that we had to showcase what Shelbyville has to the national audience.
When you can do that, I mean, like you say, every little piece that you can put into that big puzzle make it grow.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize that, but it's a growing process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand that the softball is coming back.
Yep. Pretty much every weekend in December and January, we'll have softball, and that's fun. If you want to come out and watch that, it's a lot of people throughout the Southeast come because they want to play softball all year round, but it starts getting cold in January and February, and so we're somewhere where it may not be 72 degrees in there, but it's going to be warm,
right?
And get them out, and they get to compete, and that's another thing that's kind of put us on the map. I travel around for my job, and then some things other things that I do, and I always run into people who say, well, we play softball in Shelbyville.
Yeah.
And it puts people in our hotel rooms and things like that. So that's really, really exciting. And then Lone Star Rodeo that will be coming back. It's always the first weekend in February, so this year it's a little bit weird. It'll be January 31st and February 1st, instead of like a 1st and 2nd of February, just because of the leap year. But that's one of those events I love. It's a family-run business. They've been doing it for many years. And one of the young ladies that runs it now, she talks about she's been coming to Cooperstown Arena, which Calisonic Arena at the time, her entire life. She was in a stroller the first time she came, barely born, and so she remembers coming every February her entire life. And now she's running it. Her dad originally started it. But that's a great event that the town loves, and they'll be back in late January, early February again.
And I don't know whether you know this, but most people know that we're related.
Yes.
Okay. But our cousins used to run in the rodeos.
Oh, really?
Down in Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana. So I rode with one of them one time. They wanted to do, I think it was a barrel racing, and they said it was all right for me to ride on the back with him. That's not a good idea when they're barrel racing.
No.
I mean, he would ride that quarter so fast. I was trying to hold over the hip out and slid off the horse.
And those horses dig in. Like, look at motorcycles.
Oh, no.
They lean in so much. I mean, they're amazing.
I mean, when they lean, buddy, they lean.
Yes. Yeah.
But it was funny. But, you just... that kind of stuff, I really enjoy that kind of stuff. I always thought I would love to ride a bull.
Yes.
I just thought, well, I believe I could do that, but never did do it. I'm too old now.
Yeah. Maybe you were smarter than you thought you were.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But no, so with the softball now, is it like a tournament? So they come in and from different places and then compete against each other?
Yes, sir. That's right. And it's really cool. We put nets up around the arena floor, and we actually split it in half. So there's two fields going on at one time.
Okay.
And it's fun. It's not like a true softball game because they play like everything's in play, and so they're they can bounce them off the roof or something like that. But it gets those young ladies some more reps, and they're not taking 2 months off completely. They're still competing. When I first got here, they would run almost 24 hours a day.
Wow!
So it was a tournament or a ball game going on pretty much at all times. They've kind of switched that now. It still goes late hours and things like that. But yeah, it's very exciting, and it's the age group is really wide ranging. I think it goes all the way down to like 9 or 10 years old, all the way up to your seniors in high school.
Oh wow!
So it's some great competition if you want to come watch it. It's those. Travel softball is pretty serious sport.
Oh yeah. I know them girls are usually the ones I've seen really get into it.
Yes.
And to watch them pitch, to me, is amazing.
Yes.
Because that arm goes around like a 90 mile an hour, just poof, and that ball going out there. But I don't think I could hit off of them.
No. And it's a short distance too, from the pitching mound to home plate. That's why I try to tell my son, he plays baseball. It's quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different sport than regular baseball. It's a whole different attitude too.
Yeah.
So, anything else that you'd like to mention? We got about 4 or 5 minutes. So
not really that I can think of. Just I would just like to say thanks to the local community for everything they do for the celebration. I know it increases our traffic and our restaurants are full and things like that. But just want to say thanks to everyone. I will say this: we did a neat little exercise this year. Wanted to see where our box seat holders were from.
Okay.
And I think I counted almost 30 states we send box seat tickets to, but the vast majority of our fans who buy box seats are from Shelbyville.
Oh, that's good.
And Tennessee. And so just want to say thanks to everyone who comes out and supports us. It brings a lot of money to our town and helps us, but you don't have to do that. And so I know it's a family tradition for many people to buy box seats, that whether they know what they're looking at or if they care, they know that it's big for our town. They want to be there. We have so many civic groups that come out and run our food booths, and I know they get a benefit from that, but also it's a lot of work for them. They have to get volunteers, and so just want to thank them as well. And we hire over 200 people to help us put on that show, seasonal workers, and so just thanks to all those people who come out to make it happen. They're not getting rich off of it, but I know a lot lot of them want to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
And you don't think about the walking horse, because when the first time I think I ever did it was, back in when y'all were in high school.
Yep.
I went out there. I think Shannon, my oldest son, had to be at Cascade booth.
Yep.
And I think they was just serving popcorn and other stuff. I can't remember what all it was. But I sit up in the bleachers way up the top and sat there and watched. And when they did the canter, first time I'd ever seen it.
Yes.
And that was, I thought, I like that. So got into the rhythm, and all. And I'm going, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
But I'd never been to a walking horse thing, but I found it very interesting. So. But now, I know we covered you live this year.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give you some information. I was at the gas station.
Uh-huh.
I was getting gas. Guy seen I drive the radio car, so he's seen LIJ, and he had to come up to me. He said, gosh, we train horses that it's been on in our barn for 30 years. We ain't never cut it off.
Oh, wow.
I said, well, thanks. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
And I thought, we do have a lot of horse trainers and all that's what they play in the barn.
Yeah.
And and it's you like you said, you wouldn't believe it, but there's a lot of people that listen to it.
And the barn that we're in, the barn where we have our horses. We don't have walking horses.
Right.
I can't with my job, but I got a mule and some paint horses and quarter horses, and that's the one in there. And our friend Stephen Gallagher, he's the one that I board horses with, and he's like, tell Uncle Benny that I've got him on there. So we listen to you when we're messing with the horses at night.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, Stephen's a good guy, man.
Yeah.
He knows his horses.
He does. Yeah.
I see him a lot of times. He posts pictures y'all trail riding.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel since you've been here? I know you've been here for a few years. How do you feel about how it's going for the celebration, and how you think we're going to grow in the future?
Wow, that's a great question, Benny. The goals that I had when I took this job, I'm really proud of. I think we have hit a lot of them, and some of those were I want to grow the celebration, the show,
right.
And we've done that. We've had really high attendance, really high entry numbers, so real excited about that. The other thing was we had to diversify,
right.
And wasn't sure how that was going to go. Changing the footing in Cooper Steel Arena was a little bit controversial. And so kind of, I had to smooth that out to say, hey, I promise you the money that we make, we're going to invest in the facility that you all love, because the new footing is not the most ideal for the walking horse. We have figured out how to make it as close as we can. But since then, it has really blown up. We're putting something in there. We rarely go 2 weeks without an event. That's very, very rare. We don't in August because we're prepping for the celebration. Right. And so I'm really proud of where we're going there. We definitely have grown the amount of people coming to our town and coming to our facility. We got a long way to go. I would love to never have less than 300 horses on our grounds at all times.
Right.
That is a long-term goal. But we've done it. And then another one was a personal one for me. I really wanted to try to get the community back into the celebration. As you said, when you and my cousins and I were younger, the celebration was huge.
Oh yeah.
Not saying that I've gotten it where I want it to be with the community,
right.
but I do feel the community is buying back into it.
Yeah, I agree.
The celebration had so much going on when it comes to financial and political stuff that, not saying they did anything wrong,
right.
but it was hard to focus on the community when you're just trying to stay alive.
Right.
And so now we've passed that time. We're doing, we're making it, and so now it's time to bring that community back and let them know that we both need each other. The community
right.
needs us, but the celebration's got to have the community behind them.
Right.
So those are three of those really high level goals that I wanted to get, and so I think we're getting there. The future, I am bullish on the future of the celebration because we have some more long-term goals that we were trying to implement, and I think we'll do really well. The only issue is the political part. We're in a lawsuit in Texas and in West Tennessee right now with the federal government, and I think some of the powers to be in the USDA are pretty determined to shut us down, and so that's something we're going to have to figure out and make it past.
Yeah. Well, Warren, I really appreciate you coming in, and like always, welcome Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration. Thank them for all they do for us, and we want to make sure that we're here to support y'all and help you any way we can. And I want to help you try to get more events, because I know that's the key for carrying on if something does happen. We hope nothing will happen. We hope it goes our way, but you never know. We just got to be prepared. And thank you for being here. And this is Benny Pulley on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting, the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, and me. Have a good day.
Isn't it time you had a good night's sleep? People at their best get their beauty rest with a personalized Simmons Beauty Rest sleep experience from Kincaid's, who's always been your hometown source for top-notch customer care. From inner spring and plush to the luxurious Beauty Rest Harmony Collection, featuring pocketed coil technology designed to restore your sleep with individualized support. Call Kincaid's at 931-684-5662 and get your beauty rest with impressive selection of Simmons Beauty Rest mattresses today.
At Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care, they strive to bring you excellence. Their family-friendly atmosphere makes going to the doctor a breeze. They provide their patients with in-depth eye exams with same-day glasses, a wide selection of name-brand frames like Ray-Ban, Versace, Coach, and more. They also have contact lenses and are able to treat ocular diseases and eye injuries. Need an eye exam? Trust Dr. Hasty and Family Eye Care, located at 605 North Main Street in Shelbyville, directly across from the U.S. Post Office. 931-684-2020.
When it comes to your